CTV's Kamil Karamali is standing by live for us at Pearson International Airport this morning with more. So, Kamil, let's begin with the very latest. What are you seeing on the board?
Absolutely, and so far, so good. Not seeing any of those red canceled signs on the departures board here. Been looking all morning for it, but we are expecting a press conference by Air Canada at 10:30 Eastern time. So I have posed the question to them via email. When are we going to see some of those cancellations on the departures board? Haven't heard back, but we know that in just about an hour or so, we will hear directly from them as to when this domino effect will take place in terms of what they're calling a phased cancellation, in terms of we will see some canceled flights today, according to Air Canada. We will see even more on Friday, and then all Air Canada flights will be grounded because, as we know, these planes are not allowed or cannot take off without any flight attendants. We're talking about thousands of flight attendants. As we know, this phased wind down will start taking place today. And we've also heard from the union representing the air flight attendants. They said in their latest statement, with 55 hours to go until Air Canada's lockout notice takes effect, the airline has been absent from the bargaining table for nearly a full day. It says the union tabled its most recent proposal to Air Canada on August 12th at 9 p.m. and has been the union has been bargaining on the table ever since, waiting for Air Canada to issue their counteroffer. The airline has yet to respond. Once again, we will hear from the airline at 10:30 Eastern time this morning, but we know yesterday the union issued a 72-hour strike notice, meaning that they could walk off the job at 1 a.m. early Saturday morning, grounding all those flights, and where we would see more than 10,000 flight attendants for Air Canada and Air Canada Rouge walk off the job. And we've heard what the key sticking points are, Marcia, one being wages. They're saying that they haven't seen that wages have not kept up with inflation since this contract that was in place for about 10 years and expired in March. They've not seen a wage increase that's kept up with inflation, according to them. And what they're saying is unpaid work. So we know that flight attendants don't get paid for the work and duties and responsibilities they do on the ground. They get paid for when the plane is in the air and whatever takes place before landing. So they're saying, look, they don't get paid for boarding, they don't get paid for deplaning. If there's any emergencies that take place while they're on the ground, they don't get paid for any of that. And they are hoping that is part of their new contract. We've also heard from Patty Haydu and the Minister of Jobs and Families. The ministry has said that these deals are made at the bargaining table and are the best ones. So really, in many ways, Marcia, leaving it up to the two sides to find a common ground, even though there is an increasing push for the federal government to step in.
Yeah, it doesn't sound like they want to do so, at least at this point. So in the meantime, all these passengers, traveling passengers, caught up in this, what do they need to know today as this looming strike it hangs over our heads?
Yeah, so there are a few options. Look, the best case scenario for many of them is that many of them have got enough notice that this was about to take place, bought a refundable ticket, and we know that costs a pretty penny, so many people might have not had the funds to do that. But a lot of travel agents were saying you need to get on this because the ripple effect could be disastrous financially with canceled hotels and non-refundable hotels, other excursions that might have cost families a lot of money. And so if you do and have bought a refundable ticket from an airline, now is the time to use that, because it looks like this is going to be almost, if things stay par for the course, it could end up being that they walk off the job, the flight attendants walk off the job on Saturday morning. If that hasn't been done by families or people who are traveling and passengers, then the other option is to try and book with an international airline, and Air Canada said it can help with that. It is doing what it can. But as you mentioned off the top, top, a lot of those international airlines to some of these destinations and back are already pretty full. So that is turning into a dwindling option, and with dwindling space available on these airlines, the last option, and probably not the best one, is that Air Canada is offering a full refund for these tickets, but that doesn't help people who are abroad already or flying out today and might be stuck at their destination. Although I got to say, having talked to a few people this week, they say getting stuck on a beach and a paradise, a sunny paradise, might not be the worst thing, but everyone has to get back to their jobs at some point, right?
All right, Kamil, thank you very much. And again, as Kamil reporting this morning, we are expected to hear from Air Canada officials. They're going to be holding a news conference at 10:30 Eastern Time.